Hi, everyone. This is Francis from Real Estate Newswire. I'm very excited to have you on. Joining us today is Kevin Dairaghi from RestoreSTL. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing great, Francis. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. I'm really happy that you're here today because I know you're doing some incredible stuff in your area, actually helping people sell their homes very, very fast. And the reason why we're doing this interview series is we're bringing experts in from all across the country who are feet on the ground doing things in their local area to add value to people in the real estate marketplace. So if you're looking to sell, this is a very important call for you to be listening to because, Kevin is an expert in his local area. He knows how to help you sell your properties very quickly. And we'll dive into that in a minute. So, Kevin, I know you've been doing this for a while. You have a very solid understanding of real estate strategies and techniques, and you buy houses. So, tell everyone listening how you help property owners.
Thanks, Francis. So what I primarily do is I talk with people who are selling a house either primarily physically or financially. So people in distress, either they're late on their payments or they inherited a house that's not really pretty. And I really just come in and I like to think of myself as a professional problem solver. I look at their stats, I see what they're doing, and I try to recommend the best way for them to, relieve whatever it is. If it's financial burden, we look at it a couple different ways. Do we take over payments? Is it a cash deal? Or is it nice enough to throw it on the market? It's whatever is best for them. I find that if I educate my clientele, it works a lot better for me. I tell them what their options are, basically the quality level, what they want to do, if they want to put their own work in or if they'd rather just sell out and move on. I want what's best for the seller.
I think you put it in a great way, professional problem solver. And it sounds like your focus is giving a seller, someone who's in a situation that they need to sell quickly or whatever the situation they're in, to give them options and point them toward the right solution that's right for them, not putting everyone in one box. So the one size fits all solution is not what you're looking to do. It's giving someone the actual strategy or the solutions that they need. So, question around that. What makes you different from a traditional real estate agent for someone trying to sell their home?
I get to answer that a lot, especially with the people I'm educating, why I'm different. So realtors come in and when they talk to you, they're primarily, their job is to get a listing that they could throw out on the MLS and hopefully make a fee. It's not a guaranteed sale. So if I say I'm going to buy your house, that's it. I'm going to buy your house, and this is the number I'll buy it for. It's plain and simple. It's performance for me. I don't get paid unless I buy houses and sell houses. And it's credibility. I say I'm going to buy it. I trust my reputation that I built up, and I commit to it. And it's something that builds. And the realtors, primarily, they're there to throw it on the MLS. And hope somebody bites, where I am saying, yes, I am a positive buyer for certain things and give them options, where sometimes realtors are stuck with a couple different ways to help. By not being a realtor and just being an investor, I could work in a whole bunch of creative ways to help people out, especially like the lease options or subject twos and basically that whole gray area that we could come in and kind of put deals together.
I want to follow up question on what you just mentioned there, the lease object subject to that you just mentioned in a second. But one thing that really pointed out is the subject that you really live by your word in this business. And tell me about your experience in the specific area that you buy in.
Kind of the world I live in and the people I work closely with, we're very much, if we say we're going to do something, that's it. We still live by that verbal handshake, hey, I'm going to buy, that's it. So when people kind of go against that, to me, that I don't get that. That's a little unethical, and I try to live by a higher standard of what we say we're going to do. I think if everybody just does a little bit more and keeps their word, man, I think society itself would be so much different. And that's kind of a huge area that, think of the name, RestoreSTL. We're trying to build everybody back up. We don't do that if we undermine each other in the process.
I agree with you there, Kevin. That's a really great point. So going back to what you just said about some of these different options for homeowners. So let's say someone needs to sell fast and they need to get out of their home. What can you do for them? What are your different options?
Well, it all depends on their situation. I like to think that there's like three knobs: the seller's time, energy, and money. Based on which is their protocol, which one they want to crank up or down, basically we have a solution for that. If they want to be out immediately, they don't want to put any time in it, they don't want to put any energy in it, and they just want out, well, okay, that's a cash offer. If there's not as much equity in the property, but they still need out, we could come in and stop the bleeding, and that's what some of the assumptions or subject twos are, where we take over the payments or get them current. And in a sense, it's almost like a partnership where we come in and then turn those and make them into a new homeowner, where they come in, fix their credit, and then are able to be financeable. Sometimes actually getting a realtor is the best thing. The house is nice enough that they could probably do the best thing, but then they also need a little bit more time and a little bit more energy on their part for deferred money. So yeah, it's really just kind of painting the picture for them and letting them make their best decision.
What I'm hearing is you're really working toward the highest and best value of whoever you're working with, your client, your potential seller, and guiding them along the right path. That sounds great. Question I get a lot with sellers or someone who's looking to sell their home, and it's always, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes a matter of time, especially for someone who needs to sell quickly. Tell me about your time frames.
Oh, geez, we bought stuff. Very rare will we do something, but we have quick claim deeds where basically we buy it that day. And those are in extreme circumstances. We're actually doing that right now. Oh, geez, they're late on everything. The back of the house has literally fallen off, and we're just going to take over their back taxes and pick up this house. And we're just going to do that with a quick claim. But for the most part, we like to use traditional warranty deeds, i.e. using a title company. And when we do that, it's basically as fast as the title company could finish it. So we buy houses as quick as 7 to 10 days.
Oh, wow.
If needs be. Otherwise, the traditional stuff, if we can, we still like to do, 2 to 3 weeks so we could get our contractors ready and all that stuff. We like to use some of the same people. A lot of people talk about a win-win scenario. I try to have a win-win-win-win-win scenario. And part of those wins is we have honest and good contractors, good referral partners that we want them to have a successful lifestyle as well. So people watch those TV shows where they get it done in 2 weeks in these huge rehabs and they're working overnight. I mean, that's not a good lifestyle. We want really what's best for our contractors, our real estate agents, our title companies, and then also our sellers and private lenders as well. So it's a big job, but we can kind of restore the community. We can restore STL, I think, by using these practices.
That's great, and it sounds like a win all the way around. And I love your name, Restore STL, because it sounds like that's exactly what your mission is and what you're looking to do. So I want to get back to a couple questions that sort of popped up in my mind. One is, what if a house needs repairs? You mentioned that you have these contractors and things like that. I know one of the reasons why people are slow to put their home on the market or for sale or whatever is just because there's so much deferred maintenance or so many problems that they want to fix. What can you do? What if a house needs repairs?
Actually, Francis, it's actually preferable that they do. And truthfully, I'd rather do the repairs than a homeowner. I've been in the business a long time. I'm actually, I want to say ex-engineer, but I guess it never really falls away. So my background is primarily dealing with, foundations and bad water drainage. Personally flipped, million-dollar houses, touched every material coming in and out of these things. So it's a lot easier for me just to kind of take it over as it is, because then I could say, yes, this is correct. This water issue is fixed. This foundation is good. Because it is, end of the day, my name on anything I do. Just like there's, Ralph Lauren and Tommy Hilfiger as far as clothes. There's a kind of a Kevin Dairaghi and RestoreSTL to anything I touch, So how do we do designer houses, That'd be kind of fun.
There you go. There you go. Leading to that, actually, designer houses, or really what type of properties are you looking for? What makes a good fit for you and your service?
I'm willing to do anything. I'm open to opportunities. So I do a lot of rehabs down near my house, because I like to check in on the folks. But we're willing to partner or go anywhere and do some of the houses. There's some really neat houses down in South City here in St. Louis, like McKinley Heights and Soulard, Tower Grove, that just are really fun to do these old houses because they have so much character. Some of the new construction or cookie cutters, I don't think has the same kind of flavor or texture to it. I love history, and when you see living history like these houses, it's really cool to combine like all your interest in life, history and construction and helping people. I think that's just really kind of cool. Yeah, I really like what I do, Francis.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you have a lot of fun doing it and being able to add value and serve people. That's a great job too. So, on that point, I know a common problem today caused by the recent, credit crash a few years ago is that a lot of property owners still today are stuck in homes with little to no equity. So is that a situation that you can help someone with?
Oh, absolutely, Francis. And we're one of the few people that kind of combine a couple services that really help people out. And this is why I could say I'm a professional problem solver, is those people who need to get out of their house. There's things like short sales and things like that where we help people negotiate with a bank, but also by being more than a one-trick pony. We could help them with a short sale. We could help them, like we talked about, with that subject to or assumption mortgage. But also to move on with their life, we also do the credit restoration. So we can actually fix them up so they can be financially, dare I say, sexy on paper, so they could go to a bank and get a loan to go buy another house. So we kind of help them out of their situation, regardless of what it is. And then we try to, in a sense, pick them back up and make them homeowners again. Give them some education, give them some opportunity to be successful in the credit world.
Oh, wow. So you're really taking somebody by the hand through this entire process. I know it's a scary process selling a property, selling a home, and going through lots of different scenarios. So it sounds like you've got a lot covered. So, wrapping up this interview, what else should we know about you and your home buying service?
We're pretty much a grassroots thing here. There's good and bad people in any industry, and we pride ourselves on trying to be the good ones, and we work closely with a lot of other good ones. We just really need other people to know we're around here. So any way that we can help people, we most certainly like to talk with them. There's nothing really we won't talk about. If we have information, we want to share it to see if we're the best fit or possibly help someone else.
Oh, that's terrific. Kevin, what's the best way to start working with you? How can somebody reach out to you and find out more and get in contact with you?
Well, we developed a website that I'm pretty proud of. So if anybody just wants to check that out, it's RestoreSTL.com. That's RestoreSTL.com. Hopefully it's a little bit of my mission and my vision all kind of rolled up into one. Or, people could just call me directly. I'm willing to always have a conversation.
Perfect. What's a number they can contact you with?
314-413-3607.
Wonderful. Kevin, great information today. Thank you for joining us. If anybody's looking for a solution in the St. Louis area and needs help to sell their home very, very fast or within their own terms, then I think Kevin's the great person to contact and reach out to. He definitely knows his stuff, and that's why we wanted him on this interview series with Real Estate Newswire. Kevin, any final words?
No, Francis, I just want to thank you for this conversation. It was a good time.
Awesome. I had fun too. Again, I appreciate you. RestoreSTL.com. Reach out to Kevin. He'll be able to help.